Hey, that wasn't the only news and notes we had from the coaches' teleconference. Dan Mullen had an optimistic update here. Anthony Richardson sounds like he is going to play against Samford. And if you're a Florida fan, what else do you got to look forward to this weekend aside from maybe seeing what Christian Robinson does calling a defense? But obviously you can't really evaluate him against Samford. But so let's kick it over to Dan Mullen. Talks about Anthony Richardson's status, as well as, he takes a little bit more accountability here once again for following the firing of Todd Grantham and John Hevesy. And I think Florida fans will at least appreciate these sentiments from Mullen.
So, Anthony, has he been cleared? Is he practicing yet?
Yeah, he practiced yesterday. In somewhat of a limited capacity, but practiced yesterday. So we feel good. He'll be cleared to play on Saturday.
And I know it's a business and a big business, but how as a head coach, and you got to make a lot of tough calls all the time. But how tough is it to call guys in and say, hey, I'm.
Always a hard deal. You know what I mean? Always a hard deal. I mean, our guys work hard. You're close to guys. You're working hard together. But that's part of the deal of being a head football coach. You have to make tough decisions, and you got to make tough decisions for the betterment of the program.
Hey, Dan, obviously you're no stranger to searching for defensive coordinators. You hired 6 and you're at Mississippi State. 2 of the guys that you hired went on to become head coaches. Just kind of what did you learn from those processes at Mississippi State about trying to find the right guy to run your defense?
Well, I mean, it's a lot. It's finding the guy that, anytime you're hiring a coach, it's finding the guy that fits, that's going to hold the players accountable, that's going to be sound in what they do, it's going to have, the energy to get our players playing at the level that we expect them to play at, and that's going to fit in with the staff. I think all of those things are really important. And as you said, I mean, we've been very fortunate, had some great defensive coordinators throughout the year, and I think 2 of them are now currently Power 5 head coaches. I think as other people see that too, it makes it a pretty attractive job to being able to come not just to Florida, but the opportunity and looking and saying the what has happened and the development of those coaches and what it's led to in their futures and their careers.
What's the challenge of self-assessing, of being open to all options, to all that kind of stuff when you're trying to, get things back on track? I mean, things work that aren't working or aren't working that work, etc. What's the challenge?
I think the biggest one is you have to look and be able to check your own ego and everything that's going on. And, I learned that a long time ago. I think, one of the big one times that I think I learned it in careers when I first came to Florida. We were running this spread offense that was rolling, and we had different style players here, and it just wasn't working quite well. And, all of a sudden you think, hey, I have all the answers with the offense that we're running. And you don't, and so you have to sit back and say, okay, one, let's just evaluate what we're doing, and are we putting guys in a position to be successful? Are our guys developing and getting better? And then be able to look at the whys. Why not? And then have the ability to look and say, okay, even though this has worked in the past, it's not currently working right now. Why not? And because you need to fix the problems, you need to know why they're not working. You don't just, you're not. If not, you're just throwing darts at a board. So you really want to evaluate what's going on and have the ability to look and say, even though I've done it this way for a long time, it's not currently working. Why is it not working? Okay, this is the reason. This is the why. Okay, then what is the why to fix why it's not working? And then you go and figure out how to do that, and you make your changes, and you get better.
Is that a constant conversation running through your head right now, and are you writing stuff down? I mean, what's your process?
I do. I mean, I'll be honest. You learn that as a coach. You're always getting better. You're either getting better or you're getting worse. And sometimes staying the same makes you better. Sometimes changing makes you better. Just change doesn't make you better, but staying the same doesn't make you better either. At times you have to look at each scenario is different, and where we're at and how to do it, and that's a constant evaluation. I think that's one of the great pressures, I guess, as a head coach is you are constantly evaluating everything on how to improve the program, because as the head coach, I'm responsible for every aspect of this program.